How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, November 10th, 2020 out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and because today marks about the midway point of the NFL season and half of the teams have played, experienced their bye weeks, I think it's probably appropriate before we start the second half of the season to list off the stat leaders as we have reached week 9 of the season. And starting off in passing, right now, Matt Ryan, the elite quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, leads the league in passing yards. He has 2,746 so far in the season. In second place is reigning Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. In second place for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has 2,687. And third place, you have Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, who's sitting with 2,587 passing yards. In fourth place, it's elite quarterback Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks, who has 2,541 on the season. And in fifth place is Teddy Bridgewater, the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, who's sitting on 2,416 passing yards on the season. Jumping to completion percentage, right now the quarterback with the best completion percentage in the entire league is Drew Brees, who is sitting on a 74% completion percentage on the season. In second place, it is Teddy Bridgewater for the Carolina Panthers, who's completed 71.9% of his passes. In third place, it is Russell Wilson, the elite quarterback from the Seattle Seahawks, who's sitting on who's completed 71% of his passes. In fourth place, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was formerly the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins before Tua Tagovailoa picked up. But if we're going to jump into the fourth place out of starting quarterbacks, it is Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders, who has completed 69.8% of his passes. And in fifth place out of starting quarterbacks, it is Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, who has completed 68.9% of his passes so far this season. Looking at quarterbacks who lead the league in touchdown passes, right now, Russell Wilson, the elite quarterback from the Seattle Seahawks, leads the league in touchdown passes. He's thrown 28 of them this season. In second place, it is Patrick Mahomes, the elite quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has thrown 25 on the season compared to his 1 interception. Russell Wilson has 8 on his 28 touchdowns. So Patrick Mahomes is having an incredible season, only throwing 1 interception in 9 games played, which is insane. In third place, it is Aaron Rodgers, the go-to quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, who has thrown 24 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions, which, just like Patrick Mahomes, is incredibly historic, and this is looking like vintage Aaron Rodgers. In fourth place, Tom Brady, the go-to quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is sitting with 20 interceptions compared to his 20 touchdowns compared to his 4 interceptions. And tied in fifth place with 19 interceptions, you have Ryan Tannehill of the Tennessee Titans, who is sitting on 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And tied with him is Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, who has 19 touchdowns compared to his 5 interceptions. Looking at the league leaders in interceptions right now, Carson Wentz, the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, leads the league with 12 interceptions this season compared to his 12 touchdowns. In second place, you have Kirk Cousins, the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, who has 10 interceptions so far. Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback for the Giants, who is the former Duke quarterback, has 9 interceptions this season. In fourth place is Russell Wilson, the elite quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. And then tied in fifth with 7, you have a bunch of quarterbacks. You have Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions, Phillip Rivers of the Indianapolis Colts, Cam Newton, the elite quarterback for the New England Patriots, who has 2 touchdowns combined with those 7 interceptions. Also in that mix, you have Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals, the reigning 2019 Offensive Rookie of the Year, Baker Mayfield, the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, Nick Foles, the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's no longer the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, and Tom Brady, who is the goated quarterback of the New England Patriots. Jumping into first down passes for quarterbacks, Matt Ryan currently leads the league in first down passes with 142 of them. The elite quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. In second place is Patrick Mahomes, the elite quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has 135 of them so far this season. In third place, it is the 2020 number 1 pick in the draft, Joe Burrow, who has 130 of them this season. And in fourth place, it's a tie between goated Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady and starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, this season. Looking at passes of 20 yards or more, the current league leader is Patrick Mahomes, the elite quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, who has 38 passes of 20 yards or more. In second place is Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, who has 37 of them. Matt Ryan, the elite quarterback from the Atlanta Falcons, is sitting in third with 36 of them. And tied in fourth place, you have Deshaun Watson, the elite quarterback from the Houston Texans, and Tom Brady, the goated quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They both have 32 passes of 20 yards or more. Looking into passes of 40 yards or more. Tied for the top, you have elite quarterbacks Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers sitting at the top with 9 passes of 40 yards or more. In second place, it is Derek Carr, the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, who has 8 of them so far this season. And in fourth place, you have Ryan Tannehill and Kyler Murray, who are sitting with 7 passes of 40 yards or more on the season. Looking at the longest pass this season, it still belongs to Ben Roethlisberger. It was a Chase Claypool pass, and I think week 1 or 2 was very early on, but I've been saying that for a good amount of time so far this season. Right now, the quarterback that's been sacked so far the most this season is Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been sacked 32 times. Tied for second, you have Daniel Jones and Joe Burrow. Daniel Jones from the New York Giants, Joe Burrow from the Cincinnati Bengals. They both have 20. They've been sacked 28 times. And tied for fourth, you have Russell Wilson, the elite quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, and Deshaun Watson, the elite quarterback for the Houston Texans. And right now, those are the passing yards lead. Those are the passing leaders so far this season. Jumping into rushing yards, right now the current leader for rushing yards in the NFL is Dalvin Cook, the starting running back for the Minnesota Vikings, who has 858 on the season, looking like he might be the first player to eclipse 1,000. In second place, it is elite running back Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans, who's sitting on 843 rushing yards this season. In third place, it is Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders, who has 588 yards this season, which is almost 250 yards less than second place. In fourth place, it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the first-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, who has 586 yards so far this season. And in fifth place, it is the elite running back who started for the Atlanta Falcons, Todd Gurley, who's sitting on 584 rushing yards so far this season. Looking at rushing touchdown leaders, the current leader is Dalvin Cook from the Minnesota Vikings, who, in addition to holding the rushing yards lead, holds the rushing touchdowns lead with 12 touchdowns. In second place, 3 touchdowns less than Dalvin Cook, is Todd Gurley, the elite running back for the Atlanta Falcons, who has 9 so far this season. Tied for third, you have elite quarterback Cam Newton, elite quarterback Cam Newton from the New England Patriots, elite running back from the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry, and Kyler Murray, the reigning offensive rookie of the year for the Arizona Cardinals. They all have 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. Looking at rushes of 20 yards or more, the current leader in that stat is Nick Chubb, the starting running back for the Cleveland Browns, who has 6 of them so far this season. And then tied for second, you have elite starting quarterback Russell Wilson from the Seattle Seahawks, Kyler Murray from the Arizona Cardinals, Alvin Kamara, the starting running back of the New Orleans Saints, Lamar Jackson, the reigning 2019 MVP and the elite quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, and Dalvin Cook, the starting running back of the Minnesota Vikings. They all have 5 rushes of 20 yards or more. And then looking at rushes of 40 yards or more, the only players with 2 of them are Miles Sanders of the Philadelphia Eagles and Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. So far, the longest run of the season still belongs to Derrick Henry at a 94-yarder back in, I want to say, week 4 or week 5. Don't take my word on that. And looking at rushes, first down rushes so far this season, the current leader is Dalvin Cook, the running back for the Minnesota Vikings. He has 48 of them so far this season. In second place, it is Derrick Henry, the elite running back for the Tennessee Titans, who has 42 of them. In third place, it is Ezekiel Elliott, the elite running back for the Dallas Cowboys, who has 39 of them. In fourth place is Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders, who has 37 of them. And sitting in fifth is Todd Gurley, the elite running back from the Atlanta Falcons, who has 35 of them so far this season. Looking at rushing fumbles this season, the current leader in fumbles is Ezekiel Elliott from the Dallas Cowboys, who has 4 of them so far this season, the elite running back. And tied for second with 3 of them, you have elite quarterback Lamar Jackson from the Baltimore Ravens, goated quarterback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady. You have starting quarterback from the Denver Broncos, Drew Lock, Derek Carr, the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, and Joe Burrow, the starting quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. They all have 3 fumbles so far this season. Looking at the receiving leaders this season, the leader in receptions so far is Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills, who has 63 receptions on the season. In second place, it is Keenan Allen of the Los Angeles Chargers, who has 62 of them. And then tied for third with 60 of them, you have Alvin Kamara, the starting running back for the New Orleans Saints, Robbie Anderson, the starting receiver for the Carolina Panthers, and DeAndre Hopkins, the elite wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. Looking at the receiving yards leader so far this season, Stephon Diggs, also, in addition to leading the league in receptions, also leads the league in receiving yards. He's 813 yards in this season. In second place, it is DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks in his second season. And Travis Travis Kelce, the elite tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs, is sitting in third with 769 receiving yards in the season. In fourth place, Robbie Anderson has 751 so far, and sitting in fifth is DeAndre Hopkins, the elite wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, who's sitting on 734 receiving yards so far this season. Looking at touchdown leaders so far, Tyreek Hill, the elite wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, leads the league with 9 of them so far. In second place, tied for second place, you have DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks and Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers. And tied for fourth with 7 receiving touchdowns on the season, you'll find Adam Thielen of the Minnesota Vikings, Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks, and Mike Evans, the elite wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Looking at leading receivers or receptions of 20 yards or more, tied for the lead, you have Allen Robinson of the Chicago Bears, Julio Jones, the elite wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, and Stephon Diggs, the starting wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills, who all have 13 receptions of 20 yards or more. And tied for fourth with 12, you have DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks, CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys, Travis Kelce of the elite tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Justin Jefferson, the starting wide receiver for the rookie starting wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Looking at receptions of 40 yards or more, the current leader is DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks, who currently has 4 of them on the season. And there's a tie for players with receptions of 40 yards or more. You have Marquez Valdes-Scantling of the Packers, Henry Ruggs III of the Raiders, DJ Moore of the Carolina Panthers, Christian Kirk of the Arizona Cardinals, Jerry Jeudy, the rookie wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, Richie James of the San Francisco 49ers, Jalen Guyton for the Cowboys, Will Fuller from the Houston Texans, Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills, Nelson Aguilar of the Las Vegas Raiders, and Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers. And just like I said earlier, Chase Claypool owns the longest reception of the season with an 84-yarder from Big Ben. Looking at the lead for first down receptions, Travis Kelce, the elite tight end from the Kansas City Chiefs, leads the league in first down receptions with 42 of them. Tied for second in the league, you have elite wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins from the Arizona Cardinals and Keenan Allen from the Los Angeles Chargers, who have 39 of them. And then tied for fourth, in the league with first down receptions, it's Tyler Boyd from the Cincinnati Bengals and Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers thus far. Looking at reception fumbles on the season, the current leader is Chase Claypool of the Steelers. He has 3 of them. And Jerry Jeudy of the Broncos, Chris Herndon of the New York Jets, Melvin Gordon of the Broncos, Antonio Gibson of the Washington Football Team, Mark Andrews of the Ravens, and Keenan Allen of the Chargers each have 2 reception fumbles so far this season. Looking at fumbles, currently the leader in forced fumbles this season is Yannick Ngakoue, who is now a member of the Baltimore Ravens. He's sitting on 4 forced fumbles of the season. Same with Marlon Humphrey, who's also on the Ravens. Also, in that lead is Myles Garrett, the elite defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, as they each have 4 forced fumbles each, tying for the lead. Jumping to tackles leaders, the current leader in tackles is Avery Williamson of the New York Jets, who has 118 total tackles, which is 24 more than second place Blake Martinez of the Green Bay Packers, who has 92 tackles so far this season. Jalen Smith of the Cowboys has 89 tackles this season. Eric Kendricks for the Minnesota Vikings has 84, and he's in fourth place. And tied for fifth, we have Devin White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Roquan Smith of the Bears. The first elite defensive player on my list that comes on this list is Bobby Wagner, who comes in behind them at 7th with 80 combined tackles so far on the season. Looking at the sack leader so far this season, right now, Yannick Ngakoue currently leads the league in sacks. And once again, like I said, Yannick Ngakoue, a member of the Baltimore Ravens, who was most recently traded. Tied for second in the league in sacks, you have elite defensive end Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns and goated defensive tackle from the Los Angeles Rams, Aaron Donald, who are both tied for second with 9 sacks so far this season. In fourth place by himself with 7.5, you have Trey Hendrickson of the New Orleans Saints, the defensive end, who now has 7.5, like I said. And then tied for fifth with 7 sacks this season, you have T.J. Watt of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Za'Darius Smith of the Green Bay Packers, Emmanuel Ogbah of the Miami Dolphins, and last but not least, you have Brandon Graham of the Philadelphia Eagles, who has 7 sacks on the season. Looking at the interception leaders, right now, J.C. Jackson of the New England Patriots currently leads the league with 5 of them. And then tied for second with 4, you have Xavier Howard of the Dolphins, Kendall Fuller of the Chiefs, and Carlton Davis of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And looking at field goal leaders, currently Younghoe Ko of the Atlanta Falcons leads the league with 21 made field goals on 22 attempts. In second place, tied for the second place lead, you have Joey Sly. He plays for the Carolina Panthers. He has 19 field goals made on 24 attempts, and he's also tied with Graham Gano, who's currently playing for the New York Giants, who has 19 field goals made on 20 attempts. Fourth place belongs to Randy Bullock of the Cincinnati Bengals, who has 18 field goals made on 20 attempts. And then Greg the Leg Zerline from the Rams is sitting on 17 field goals made this season. I'm sorry, Greg the Leg plays for the Cowboys now. Jason Sanders for the Dolphins also has 17 for 17. Out of all the players in the top 5, he's the only one that hasn't missed a field goal. Daniel Carlson, currently playing for the Las Vegas Raiders, also has 17 made field goals on 19 attempts. Same with Rodrigo Blankenship of the Indianapolis Colts. And so far, the longest field goal, it is a 3-way tie between Greg the Leg Zerline of the Dallas Cowboys, Josh Lambo of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Chris Boswell of the Steelers, who each are sitting on 59-yard field goals, which are the longest field goals so far in the NFL. And with that said, these are the NFL stat leaders through the first half of the 2020 NFL season. And this is what the NFL season looks like as of Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims. I want to thank you for listening to all 16 minutes of this piece. I hope all is well. And I'll see you following week 11 with the stats update then. With that said, thank you once again, and peace out.